What is CITRIS?
CITRIS, in many ways, in addition to being an organization, an institute, a collection of trusts, it's also a common meeting place that catalyzes this kind of interdisciplinary interaction.
Engineering for society is a passion for me. Use technology to help solve some of society's problems, and that's exactly what CITRIS is. You know, this research and technology in the interest of society.
CITRIS is a convener of the best minds on the biggest problems facing America.
I'm both proud and hopeful. Proud of what we're doing, proud of the strength of our team, and hopeful that we can really make a contribution. You know, we really are in a spot where we can make a difference.
The CITRIS Seed Grant Program, I think, is one of the best vehicles that we have for bringing together researchers on different campuses, because the rules that we've set up are that a good seed grant project has to involve good science, it has to involve some clear benefit to society, and it has to involve researchers on at least 2 of the CITRIS campuses.
I think those are a unique part of CITRIS, and that's something I take a great deal of pride in, that we've been able to use some of our budget to incentivize people to work on topics together across disciplines, across campuses, that they wouldn't normally do.
The concept that societal scale networks can enable you to address problems in the widest range of applications, whether it's from disaster response, energy efficiency, healthcare, education. The first time I read the proposal, I went, this is astounding. It can do everything. But that wasn't really the case. What it was saying is societal scale networks have application in any of these spaces.
Big societal problems, so-called societal problems, essentially large problems with large potential impact. They are by essence multidisciplinary. It's not just this one algorithm, this one equation, this one piece of technology. It's bringing a lot of this together.
Oftentimes, the best ideas come from taking something that's been understood in one field and suddenly applying it and realizing it solves a problem in another field.
It's these seemingly disconnected things that when you bring them together, you realize new products or services that actually change the way we think about transportation or water or healthcare. And we have seen this, and it's sort of obvious now, but it wasn't 10 years ago. It was an idea, and I think the credit goes to CITRIS for having brought that idea to scale.
So in the field of water monitoring, the work we do and the work which is done at CITRIS is very multidisciplinary. On the same team, we have people working in robotics, because you have to build the platforms. We have people working in data analytics, what to do with the data, and we have people working in hydrodynamics, because at the end of the day, we need people who know the physics of the flow. So there you go, you already have 3 different fields working on a similar team.
After we all work hard to understand each other's language, then it enters into an area that they are full of surprises, things that we thought that is hard. And then in the other area, you'll happily learn from your collaborators says, oh, we can do that. It's, oh, you can do that. If you can do that, I can do this. So then it very quickly leads to collaborative effort. This is like the sum of 1 and 1 is bigger than 2. You start to come up with new ideas that nobody else have ever dreamed of.
If you look at tying just the CITRIS campuses together with broadband, and if you think about it in terms of supporting applications at the level of genomics, bioinformatics, telemedicine, the big data that's associated with meteorology, oceanography, or climate modeling, we have applications, data sets that push networking, that push computing infrastructure in ways that industry doesn't easily replicate. And they ought to use us and work with us rather than trying to replicate it. So I think that engagement is a great opportunity, and I hope we can do more of it.
It's those bright young minds that are highly energetic, that have never been told no. Those are the people that need to be thinking about the future. And CITRIS provides a unique opportunity for students to be engaged and thinking about the future in ways that no one else has before.
It also is different than the usual academic organization in that one of its goals is the economic betterment of the citizens of California. So not only do we publish papers, but one of our goals is to build management tools so the various stakeholders can actually benefit from our work.
Whatever we do crosses borders. Crosses not only geographical borders, crosses cultures, crosses economies. We work with Asia, we work with Africa, we work with Europe. We work with communities across California that are extremely different in terms of socioeconomic status. So how do you transfer technology across that? Is it that the rich countries will transfer technology to the poor ones? That doesn't work, actually. It works much better if you work with the recipients of your technology and you develop the custom solutions.
The work of our colleagues in telehealth has advanced the thinking about how healthcare can be delivered so that it no longer requires individuals to go to clinicians, but can bring healthcare to an individual to make sure that we can have the right care at the right time and the right place. The work that's being done there in terms of testing new models of telehealth care is, again, pushing the envelope in terms of the way healthcare will be delivered going into the future.
Here at CITRIS, we're working oftentimes with engineers and computer scientists and designers and people who are actually creating new tools for bringing a population closer to the officials who have been elected to represent them, and likewise giving those officials a better view into what the priorities and needs of the people they represent are.
The subjects and the methods and the disciplines are interchangeable and will be switched out until we find the right combination to solve a specific problem. And that flexibility is really the story of CITRIS. It's driven by curiosity and by a desire to serve. It brings out, to my mind, the most creative, the most bold, risk-taking, energetic faculty and students who are not afraid to go beyond their training, their specialty. They always have great expertise, but then they're willing to go outside that. It's really a feeling, let's make this work for everybody. And then it's an action. Let's find the right methods and disciplines and domains of knowledge in the right combination to make our service scalable.
So the question is, what comes next? What will be the next wave of manufacturing that will create American jobs? We have very strong evidence suggesting that energy will contribute quite a bit to that. We have very strong evidence to suggest that information technology around healthcare will have a lot to do with that as well. And of course, when it comes to infrastructure, making the infrastructure intelligent all the way from the smart grid to the smart transportation system. We have very strong evidence that, again, California and the US could play that role, that leading role.
If we could deploy this technology in a way where we get real-time feedback on how the environment is behaving, whether it's healthy enough for humans and human uses, and do that in a very cost-effective way with real-time reporting, we'll be able to manage our resources in such a way to meet a future of a planet with 9 billion people. And to me, that's the most exciting thing, is that there's a chance for us to transform how we interact on this planet. And CITRIS is at the core of that.